idea of martyrdom in our modern world, not necessarily death, but reputation, being exiled, being
The Nicaraguan
excluded.
woman who yesterday was killed in a church in Nigeria.
Okay. We're on.
Her.
It's Thursday, June 3rd. We're in the month of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Let's start with an opening prayer.
Only Wednesday.
Did I say Thursday? Oh, it's okay. Yeah, because we started Sunday night. Wednesday, June 3rd. Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Do you have the prayer?
Not from memory, no. I can see if we come up with something here just a second.
I don't know the words of the song where he sacred head surrounded.
Mm-hmm. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Most kind Jesus, Redeemer of the human race, look down upon us, humbly prostrate before you. We are yours, and yours we wish to be. But to be more surely united with you, each one of us freely consecrates himself today to your most sacred heart. Many indeed have never known you. Many, too, despising your precepts, have rejected you. Have mercy on them all, most merciful Jesus, and draw them to your sacred heart. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen. It occurs to me that once the church opens and things open, this Sunday we open. Just said it at Mass again. We'll have 8 Masses Sunday. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, and 5. There's 8 Masses, no more than 100 people at any Mass. Everybody's saying, hey, you don't have to worry about that. First weekend, whatever, social distancing, masks, being in between Masses, all the safety things that we have to do, and so forth. That'll mean that evening appointments are opening back up. Confessions will be opening up. A lot of different things, so we won't be here every day anymore for Quarantine Corner. But we thought that we're going to keep it going once a week and move toward making this an interfaith dialogue with a minister or a rabbi, imam, whatever happens, and putting topics on the table. You may be surprised to discover how much we have in common. The question is, are we going to need to change the name from Quarantine Corner to something else? We're not quarantined anymore.
I think we do need to change it. Because when we're out for quarantine, what we really want to do is have an opening.
Yeah, or quarantine escape. Religion online. Interesting.
And that might need a little bit of thought
Yeah.
to figure out, because it should be something that's not generic and that has that sort of lasting attraction that attracts people to want to check it out.
Yeah. I was going to elevate us. Wisdom of the week.
That may be a much.
That was like,
You can call it attempted wisdom of the week.
yeah, one of the, okay, this sounds bad, in the seminary, one of the classes, it was not my year in the seminary, she was going to receive one of her orders, whether it was lector or acolyte or candidacy, whatever it is. They put this big announcement on. We humbly ask everyone's attendance, and humbly, you're the most arrogant guys on this campus. Humbly, I'm not going to humble about it. It is a class. Okay, that's harsh. But
Maybe they meant it as humor.
yeah, maybe. We humorly invite you.
Okay, well, that's good. When would this weekly event happen?
It's open to the beach Sunday night.
Sunday? It's a pretty good time, actually.
Yeah. There's usually not much going on Sunday night after Mass. We'd have to figure out time, 7:30, something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll have to find a starting date, whether it's June 7th this Sunday or 14th, I'm not sure. How much time it will take to round up and start making contact with guys and see who would like to be part of this.
Mm-hmm. Well, we need to figure out where this will be as well.
Yeah, it's just so convenient. Go from the chapel to outside.
Will there be Sunday masses here for St. Philip's? At 5. So I mean, this has been an incredible experience, and we need to thank you and your brother priests for your hospitality over these weeks, because it's been. I've always felt really welcome, and I have been welcome, I can tell. And we wouldn't have been able to do this in this way for St. Philip the Apostle without your willingness to invite us in and be on here and offer your insights.
Family. What family does.
What did we learn in all these weeks? No matter who you name famous in the world, he says, "Oh, I know him."
Well, that's one thing I've learned, yeah. And I can see that you are tried and true Dodger blue, and nothing's ever going to change that. So
yeah,
and then the Lakers too. It's just
yeah.
well, you know,
if they don't win this year,
I only cheer for the good guys, win or lose. Eventually, good must triumph over evil.
Just don't hold your breath too long.
Listen,
I'm in the middle between the Celtics and the Lakers here.
Evil defined geographically, East or Northern California.
We gotta weigh those two, huh? Yeah, you've got that rivalry down.
It's the only thing that makes, well, not the only thing, but it's the big thing that makes sports fun if you're not playing. Rivalries are fun.
Well, I've been up in San Francisco for a couple of games. Not to actually go to the games, because that would be terrible. But I'm in San Francisco quite a bit, and on those days when the Giants are playing, the whole city is just covered in those colors. And then once in a great while, you'll see someone wearing Dodger hat or something. And I walked up to him and said, "Do you feel safe here?" But they do. It's a good rivalry.
Yeah.
It makes it exciting.
I went to a game once at Candlestick Park when there was still a Candlestick with a nephew. He was, I don't know how old he was at that time, probably in his mid-20s, something like that. And he went full Dodger jersey and hat and everything. And if you were Candlestick, if you sat in the shade there, it was freezing. There was probably 15 degrees different shade in the sun because of that wind that came up. So we're sitting in the front row of a section higher with an aisle in front of us than the lower section. Front row, and we're in the shade. And freezing. And in front of us, about a right aisle, short aisle, and the seats, and that's all sunlight. Nobody's sitting there. And so we said, "Let's sit in the sun, freezing." And we get up, and an usher standing in front of us says, "Where are you going?" "We're just going to sit in the sun." He looks at the Dodger jersey and says, "Nope." "Nope, you don't have the ticket, you can't sit there." "Come on, it's one row. Across the aisle in one row." "Nope." I thought, you got to respect it. That's a Giants fan.
That's a Giants fan.
That's a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Trust them to be true.
Well, California's got some very strong athletic rivalries like that. And another one that I know you're partisan of is the UCLA USC rivalry. Now, which one?
Who usually wins there? I'm a bit ignorant on that. Especially in football, who usually wins?
I don't follow the games that much.
I-
Actually, which side are you on?
I can only tell you one out of the two schools has won in all sports combined the most NCAA championships in the country.
Are you referring to Stanford?
And Stanford, I think, got passed this year again.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But you know my philosophy. UCLA wears the color of our Blessed Mother. USC wears the color of the devil. It's not a hard choice to make.
That doesn't sound ecumenical.
The devil is not ecumenical.
Well, I will say this: USC has an amazing Catholic community there, and I know the chaplain who serves the undergraduates there at the Crusoe Catholic Center, and it is one of my favorite churches in the whole United States. It's beautiful.
Father Richard?
Samu, yes, yeah.
See, I knew him before he was a priest. And for me, he was named Eugene.
Oh, okay.
Probably Korean name. I don't know if it's J-I-N or what, but I knew him as Gene, and then after he was ordained, became Father Richard.
Uh-huh.
So I've never called him that yet.
Well, he does a really great job there, and he's brought in a very vibrant SC community, which of course has been disturbed by what we've been going through the pandemic. But good God,
I'm at USC.
talking about the faith community that happens to be located on the USC campus. So,
Oh, I'll tell you one of my funniest moments ever. I said that during a homily in Mass about the color of the devil. And somebody yelled out at me, "The cardinal wears red." And I said, "Proves my point."
oh, yeah.
Luckily, before anybody else could, I told the cardinal I said that. He thought it was pretty funny.
Well, I have a question for you then. You make this statement that SC has certain colors that the devil seems to prefer. How do you know what color the devil wears?
I read comic books. He's always in red.
Okay. Okay. All right.
It's like the kindergartner who was drawing a picture, and the teacher said, "What are you drawing?" He said, "I'm drawing God." And the teacher said, "Nobody knows what God looks like." And the kid looked and said, "Well, they will when I'm done."
Oh, there you go. I like that one. So I just want to make sure that there isn't any. You don't have a personal relationship then with this guy who dresses in red all the time.
No.
Okay. So
Although you could make the case that the devil is responsible for the shedding of blood of all the martyrs. So perfectly we put him in red because his blood is all over. Their blood is all over him.
So when we get to those baptismal promises, we might need to change the prayer a little bit to accommodate your interest here. So we reject Satan and all his works and all his deeds and all his colors.
You know something interesting?
Oh.
You know something interesting I just thought of? You
Yeah.
hear every once in a while, and a point of emphasis made, and rightly so, that God really is neither male nor female. The titles Father, Son, Holy Spirit, those are for our understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But they really don't apply to what sex God is. We have the Spirit beyond that. Nobody ever says that about the devil. The devil is always a man.
Well, the devil, what we know about the devil is that actually as a fallen angel also is sexless.
Yeah.
So,
But that point of emphasis is never made. I'm not sure what that says. It never occurred to me before we were sitting here talking.
well, there might be something to a lot of evils that's readily visible in the world. It's often started by men, pursued by men. When you think about the military wars, the violence, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but when you have a crush on a woman, Elizabeth.
the first, not the second.
First.
Yes.
Sister Assumpta used to tell me there's a reason that the people in power are in the majority men. And I said, what's that? She said, because women ran the world, they'd quickly find out they don't need men. And that'd be the end of you.
We're going to get in trouble if we go down this road.
And all could I say, yeah, you're probably right.
Well, she comes from an outstanding religious community that has done great things despite great challenges. Some of them put up by men.
Yeah.
So I can see why there might be in her joke just a kernel of truth there. But that's a remarkable community. They have accomplished so much against terrible odds with our culture as well, and the women there are just such an example. We have
Which community is that now?
this is the Dominican community.
Which Dominican?
Sisters of the Love of God. Sister Assumpta. Sister Teresita, she's Notre Dame.
Oh, I was thinking about Mother Assumpta.
Oh, it's another one.
From
No,
of the Dominican Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Different.
Mine are from the finest order in the world. The Sisters of the Love of God from Spain.
Oh, okay.
I'm not biased at all.
Where are they located?
Now they're at St. John the Baptist Baldwin Park and St. Martha's in La Puente, Valinda. They still are up in Fresno
Okay. So
and Porterville. Used to be in Watts, but
are they growing? Are they young order?
well, the majority of them are still in Spain.
Okay. But I mean, in terms of the members, are they bringing in new people? That for me is a sign of real
They have
health, spiritual
some.
health. When
They have some, but more from over in Spain that they send over than from here.
Spain is something else. That's church.
Yeah. But the ones that raised me in education were kicked out of Cuba after the Cuban Revolution. So they, in Spain, they said, well, you can come back, but we have an invitation to open in the U.S. Would you like to go? And they said yes, but they only spoke Spanish. So they came over, and in 1 year, became 100% proficient in English so that they could teach in the schools.
That's not easy.
No, it's not. 1 year, and then they were teaching us. And then, the two formative ones in my life, Sister Invención, who was my teacher, 4th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, and later principal, and Sister Assumpta, who was like the mentor of my young adult life,
Oh, okay.
who was also principal at the time.
Would you say that they had a role in your vocation to the priesthood, even though obviously you knew them decades before you became a priest?
They must have, because I went through elementary school with them and kept contact and worked for them. So they must have along the line.
When you keep contact like that says so much.
Yeah. Yeah, we've lost something in the schools by not having sisters. Unfortunately, and all that nonsense about them being mean and sisters being mean and hitting the rulers and all that's kind of a sign of that. Ever.
I bet they could stare you down.
Oh yeah. Sister Invención, you look at the class and coach. Okay, time to be good.
That was her karate chop.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I've seen those kinds of cases where you have the big football player who's 16 or 17, and then this 85-pound, 90-pound sister all dressed in habit. And there's no doubt in that picture as to who's in charge.
Yep.
But their impact on schools, communities, families, parishes, incredible. When you have religious sisters who are living a dynamic life, it's so impressive.
Yeah. You know, the one thing everybody who had them remembers it. Every one of us remembers it. The top of our papers, before you did anything else, any paper for any subject, before you wrote on the paper, you had to write on the very top, "May the love of God reign in our hearts." You
I
know,
like that. We put JMJ.
yeah, that was secondary if you wanted to put it, but you know, it gives you a lot of reflection. May the love of God reign in our hearts.
I like it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Mm.
Well, we have just a few minutes left. Why don't we talk just a little bit about the special feast day today? Because this is a very special one. The Ugandan martyrs who gave up their life in Jesus as martyrs rather than denounce the faith. And I think the story there is quite interesting because, again, as in our modern times, our times right now, increasingly, there's a conflict between the government and religion. And they were called, and at the point of a spear or fire, whatever it was, they were given a choice to make. You either do what the government is ordering you to do, or you die. And what was so distinctive about them is their refusal to go against the faith, no matter the cost.
The king, and I don't remember the king's name, originally seemed to be in favor of Christianity because it was something new and exciting. You know, he thought it was going to add to his glory or whatever, and then he found out the opposite. Then the whole thing changed. You know, and he apparently had learned from some of the slave traders and things how to do bad things. So he packed his court with young men, teenagers, and things. And then he had the idea that he would be able to do anything he wanted with them sexually. That was what they were there for. He learned from the bad traders, the evil traders. Now the original head of the pages, the formator of the pages in the palace was a guy named Joseph Makasa. When the king discovered what he was teaching them, no, you don't give in to the king, and this is wrong, and this is evil, he had him beheaded. And then Charles Luanga, who was one of them, one of the pages, took over as the leader of the pages and the head of the Christian community. And you know, it's the same thing, telling them, no, we have to be faithful to Jesus. What he's asking us to do is wrong, and it doesn't matter what price we pay. We must be faithful to our Lord and refuse. And the answer was, then you all die. And I can start over and find others. But you all died. They did. One after another gave up their life. Beheading, impaled, burned alive, whatever it was.
They weren't all Catholic. They were Catholic and Episcopalian, right?
Right.
I told them
Ecumenical slaughter.
Yeah.
go and get.
So you have martyrs on both sides.
Yeah.
Oh, to be clear.
So one of my close friends in the seminary was from Uganda. And so after ordination, I went to Uganda. He got there about a week ahead of me, but then I went, spent a week celebrating with my family and things, and then went to Uganda for 10 days to celebrate with his family. And part of what they asked is, "We want to go see where the martyrs died." And yeah, and
Is that where they have the round church?
yeah,
There. Okay. I have a video that I received today from a friend in Kenya commemorating this day.
And you know, you always wonder when you went there. It feels like a holy spot. It really feels like a holy spot. But that's coming from inside me, from outside me. I couldn't tell.
Well, you're not the only one, because I remember learning about this site on this feast day. Typically, there are over 1 million people who show up for this feast day at that site.
Really?
And some of them walk for weeks to go there for this feast, to celebrate
Wow.
Christianity. And what happened, of course, is just the opposite of what you would think, because the king crushes and kills Christians, and so he thinks, okay, I'm successful, I've driven it out.
Yeah.
What happens is absolutely just the opposite.
Yep.
That's what caused the faith to be stronger there than ever, and makes that section of Africa be very, very strong Christian.
A lot of martyrs.
Yes.
I'll tell you the most frightening thing that happened to me in Uganda. I'll never forget it. There was a highway we had to cross. And we had a road going this way, no signal, no nothing. And just one car after another, after another, after another, after another, unbroken, going by it somewhere between 50 and 70 miles an hour. Kind of looked at the driver and said, how do we cross? He looked at me and said, negotiation. I said, what? What do you mean? And he said, watch. So he very slowly pulls the car out into the lane a little bit. Now the cars, instead of going like, they're going by, and he pulls out a little more, and they're going a little more, and a little more, till finally they have to stop. Now we got the other side of the road we have to worry about. And we pull a little bit into that, and now they're going around until finally they had to stop. And we crossed the road, and when we crossed, he looks at me and says, see, negotiation.
To avoid imminent death, let's go around and finally get stopped.
Well,
yeah, there are better ways.
I have had some of the scariest moments of my life in Africa, traveling in what you might even call a road. Ghana, and the guy's going 80 miles an hour, and there's no road, and there's other cars coming, and it's like, and they're laughing. It's like demolition derby, and we're all going to die, and we're going down and up, and we're in the air, and we're going, please, I'll give you $100 if you slow down. Oh, this is too far, huh? Oh my goodness gracious!
So your guardian angel was at work that day.
Oh,
The other moment that caused me to pray, because John's family lived on an island in the middle of Lake Victoria.
Wow.
But you had to go through the capital city. What's the capital of Uganda? Kinshasa, is it?
sounds right.
Yeah, and then, from there, drive to the edge of the lake, and then there are these boats that you buy a ticket to get on, and they're really big rowboats. This rowboat holds about 5 or 6 people. These hold 30 or 40 people with just a small engine on the back.
Okay.
But it's just that shape of the rowboat.
Yeah.
You put the luggage beside the guy with the motor, and everybody sits down, and you just travel for an hour or so across the lake. Not going too fast. And at one point, John says to me, the one who was ordained, says to me, says, see what that guy's job is? And the guy's sitting in the middle of the boat with a cup, and he's just going like this, taking out water.
Really? Yeah.
His job is to get the water out before it fills up the boat. Don't tell me that.
So this would have been Kampala.
Kampala, thank you.
Yeah.
Kampala, right.
It's close to Entebbe, where the famous.
We drove by Entebbe, the old Entebbe, where Idi Amin had the Israelite
Right on into the
captives. Yeah.
Right, in the 70s.
Yeah.
We were on a tributary of the Amazon River, and they took us out at night. And he says, okay, now look at the shore. See 2 eyes? Look at the nose. 2 eyes, nose. So those are all alligators. And we're out there going, they're following you. There must have been 100 alligators looking at us, and we're just freaking out, going to the water, we're dead. But it's very
narrow
small,
bark,
very
yeah,
narrow.
yeah. Do they roll a lot too, those dugouts? Yeah, yeah.
So we're fooling around going, hey, you know, and all of a sudden we see that. And,
Because they don't have a rudder on them, so they would roll quite a bit. Yeah, that's not something you want to do at night.
yep, catching, going fishing, catching piranha.
Ah, okay.
Interesting.
unless they catch you. They
Well, it's
might-
funny. We had a bucket of fish, all types of fish, and there was a cook preparing everything. And she takes one, and she lifts it up, and she didn't know underneath was a piranha, and it goes and it bites her hand, and it just cuts. I just blood all over.
Huh. So are piranhas edible?
Yes.
So what do they taste like?
edible both ways.
Well, we know the first part. Yeah.
Something like there's not a lot of meat on it.
Right.
I'll just say that. They're smaller than you think.
Uh-huh. But they
I
can
can't
do some
remember.
damage.
Oh, it's pure teeth. 3 levels of teeth.
Uh-huh.
Scary.
Yeah, I think I'd like to avoid those.
Well, they were saying that in the dry season, if a cow goes into the wrong lake and is drinking water, they'll go and have 50 all of a sudden jump on them, and they will clean that cow to its bones within 2 minutes. There won't be anything on the bones within 2 minutes. That's when they're hungry.
Yeah, I don't think I even need to see that one. That would be.
It's. That's why I go during wet season.
So if there was a movie with them and with zombies, who would you bet on?
Definitely the piranhas.
But I don't know that they'd like to eat zombies. That's sort of a different. That's the thing they say about shark attacks. You know, most of the time, shark attacks they're actually more accidental than deliberate because sharks don't care for human flesh. And I wonder, do piranhas care about zombie flesh? I mean, this is a really important question
I
here.
would have to ask them. Next time I go back to the Amazons,
Okay, just keep that one in your notebook because I'd really like to get the answer to that. This has been a silly week, guy, or a silly day.
Yeah.
You're,
How are
you're
we?
like at 32 minutes.
At 32.
32, 33.
So what else do we have to waste time with today?
All these weighty questions.
how many
What's the
martyrs would die for a question that Saint, Charles the Longer died? Would we have that same belief in Jesus today?
Well, it's hard. It's impossible to say. I think until that moment is actually put before
It's a
you.
grace.
But my guess is there are a lot of people who would, because they're deep down in your hearts, you know what has true meaning, what has true lasting value, and if it comes to the ultimate decision, you wouldn't grovel. You wouldn't grovel.
Well, we will find out eventually. When the day comes, they start looting churches.
Well, it has happened in history in the past. It really has. But the thing that I'm interested in, and maybe we can conclude on this point, is there's a lot of martyrdoms in this world that are not giving your whole life the way Charles Malone and the companions were doing, or accepted. They didn't want it, but they accepted it. But in our age, by when you hear the church being under attack, you've got a choice to make about whether you defend the church, where some of the people of the church have done some terrible things over the years, but the church is still sanctified, it's still holy, it's still a place that we turn to for refuge, we turn to for the graces from the sacraments, and to help inspire us and give us correct teaching. And when that comes under attack, there's a moment there where you can say, hold on, I concede all of the bad things that have happened, but you can't blame the church for that. It's the people.
Yeah.
Or you let that pass, and in a certain sense, that's the moment of truth there, where, notwithstanding the fact that it might not be a popular thing to say, stand up and defend what you know to be true.
And the easiest way to defend is just with the presence. I'm not going to let them stop me from going.
Well, from going to church, from celebrating,
Yep.
yes, Mass, that is the most important way. And then, obviously, to live holy lives as best we can. But sometimes words are important, too, to say, I really
Yep.
do believe this.
Yep.
And that's not always a popular thing to be doing these days. So,
Yep.
standing up to that could result in maybe a loss of what you thought was friendship, or loss of reputation, or feeling excluded. Tiny martyrdoms that we still need to recognize and praise.
Yep, that's very true. Uh-huh.
We're like
Okay,
at
well,
37 minutes.
Okay.
Father John, would you do our closing prayer?
Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit.
As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.